Another one. Another one. Appreciate everybody jumping on in. Thanks for hitting the like on the way in. Let me get the blue castle on up. You guys know the deal. Appreciate everybody's support to the channel and helping us out, helping us grow, helping us keep doing what we're doing here. Shadow ban life is hard, but you guys shine a little light every day into the shadow ban. Appreciate y'all. Jeffrey, what's up? Good to see you, man. Appreciate everybody. Thanks for hitting the like on the way in, y'all. It helps bring more of the blue crew together. I know it's not at around 3:30 p.m. PST, but it's a Saturday stream. Usually we don't do weekend streams, but we've been trying to do a stream a day, and just love hanging out with you guys. You guys know the deal. So appreciate everybody jumping on in. What's up, Silver Days? Good to see you. JC, what's up, man? Good to see you. Hustle Hard Crypto in the house. Ford effing Ranger in the house. Shout out to you. Once again, guys, not a financial advisor, not a pro trader, and I'll never tell you what to do. I am always wrong, but the Blue Foundation is always right. This is the worst show with the best community, and I'm so grateful to the community that supports us day in, day out, Monday through Friday, and then sometimes on Saturdays and Sundays. Hopefully everybody's enjoying their weekend. November 15th. How many more days? Two more weeks of Mercury retrograde. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the discounts and the sideways action on some of these digital assets. Looks like that freaking Mercury retrograde was a real deal of, delaying things. But hey, we'll see what happens in these 2 weeks, especially as we get into ISO 20022. There's some astrology. Unfortunately, I didn't really write it down, but I just feel like the 22nd, how convenient. The launch of ISO 20022, and then there's some astrology for the 22nd. If anybody wants to search that while we're on the stream and just let me know the significance of the 22nd in astrology, that would be amazing. But December 2nd is a really big day. That's a great time for releasing things, and we're going to be coming off, this retrograde, right? People were expecting, oh man, government out of shutdown, time to flip it up, right? Oh, didn't happen, right? Because of the freaking retrograde, right? How funny is that? Just another anticlimactic event. But yeah, on the 2nd, early December, man, of course, they're going to wait for you to pay rent, so you won't have any money to buy, any more deep breads, right? And then they'll start pumping this stuff up, and then you're going to chase the pump with any money that you do have, and then rinse and repeat again, right? But yeah, beginning of the month for December looks like it's going to be bullish. Also just like astrology outside of it, things have just been selling off or going sideways for just too long. We need some just either relief rallies, right? Just relief rallies that help us go up a little bit, or it's time to, get things going and maybe start off little bubbling of the bull cycle, right? As we go towards the end of this year and go into a very bullish, very chaotic, very bullish 2026. It's going to be all over the place. Absolutely. And crypto thrives in chaos. It almost seems like every time a bull cycle comes around, there's shit going down on planet Earth, right? Or in the United States or, every day there's shit going down, obviously. But you guys know the deal. It just seems like, we've been talking about 2026 being the bullish year. Everybody was expecting 2025, 4-year cycles, all that type of stuff. No, it's freaking 2026, the year of the fire horse, the year of fire in general, the year of the sun, the year of gold, solar flares, solar powered energy is going to be big. Rolling blackouts are going to be happening. The power grids are going to be tested. Centralized systems are going to be tested. Everything is going to be tested, and the beginning of a major transition towards the end of this decade from 2026 up until 2030 are going to be major transitions that are going to be happening. Don't want to hype it up, and stuff. This isn't about hype. This is just about what's going to be coming, man. The digital age is coming sooner rather than later. AI agents coming into the fold in 2025. Get ready to see them evolve and become even more of a factor in 2026. Celebrities are going to be part of this push, right? You're going to have celebrities donating their voices to AI, having hologram versions or AI representative versions of themselves. Deep fakes are going to be freaking a big thing. There's going to be a lot of, there's just going to be a lot of things all over the place because we haven't put regulations around cybersecurity or, anything, relating to these developments with AI. And, people are going to, it's a tool that you can do good and bad with, but we're going to learn from the lessons with the bad. That is for sure. And then, of course, the Earth's core and the sun going to be freaking heating up the planet, right? We're going to have solar flares, right? We're going to have power outages, and people are going to be pushing solar energy, right? To save you money on your power. Hey, your electricity bills are going to start getting higher, right? They're going to be pushing electric cars even more, right? Your gas is going to get more expensive. Oil is going to be hard to obtain, right? So once again, just to get you freaking driving around in these electric cars, to keep getting you close and just surrounded by machines, right? Having you wearing, there's going to probably be newer age VR headsets. What other things? I don't know about stuff for your mouth just yet, but I wouldn't be surprised if there's going to probably be something like that. AirPods, like apparently they can read your brain, frequencies, right? These new AirPods, but hell, just, anything Bluetooth covering your ears, freaking having a VR that covers your eyes, right? The technical future, the digital transformation is going to be happening. There's going to be innovations for, limbs, artificial limbs that are going to probably be happening. Yeah, sorry, I'm saying a lot. My bad. I hate it when people do that, but I'm freaking just going off train of thought here. So appreciate everybody jumping on in. What's up, man? Appreciate you. I don't know what you're saying there, Verse Stecker. Appreciate, maybe we can translate to English. That would help me be able to understand what you're asking there, man. Hey, do you like ICP? I do dig ICP. I think ICP was better when we liked it at around $1 or $2. Now people like ICP because it pumped, and yes, I understand it's very far away from its all-time high. If there's a good retracement on it now, yeah, then it's not too bad to be chipping away. I have some deep reds for you guys to talk about today. So we're going to talk about some deep reds, and then we're going to talk about projects, ICP being one of them, that seem pretty, well-rounded projects to get, and ecosystems that we want to be focusing on. And this is just me. I know other people, dude, there's going to be people who obviously disagree with this list of digital assets that I'm going to be saying for today. And it just is what it is. Everybody does their own research. Everybody does their own thing. And once again, I am always wrong. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a pro trader. And I'll never tell you what to do. And I'm always open to learn. But these just seem like the ones that have very good traction. Once again, I've been talking about a good filter to find out the scams from the real ones is digital assets that if you're trying to get trillions of dollars on your freaking blockchain and you're trying to run trillions of dollars of volume, you're going to have to be regulatory friendly. It's just a must, right? So are you working with regulators? Are you going to be working to their standards? Are you going to be aligned with KYC, KYA, whatever you want to freaking call it, AML? Right? You gotta be friendly with those aspects. They have to have some form of KYC, right? And then also, what's it called? NIST standards, the National Institute of Standards of Technology. If your cryptography is serious about, no pun intended, by the way, shout out to the Serious Chain. Dude, this thing's a freaking beast. But, if your technology is not trying to be aligned with NIST standards, then that's a good way of finding out a lot of scams, because, especially the ones that are trying to, push that they're going to be pushing trillions upon trillions of dollars through their platform. If you're not in line with the National Institute Standards of Technology, and you're not, you don't have, aligned standards with theirs, good luck being a project that gets by the fray. And that gets utilized by freaking banks, that gets utilized by enterprises, that gets utilized by governments. All right, let's see what we got going on here. Sorry guys, I parked at an interesting spot today, so I'm gonna have a little bit of distractions. Hopefully nobody stops us from what we're doing here. All right, what's up, Jeffrey? Good to see you. Hustle Hard Crypto. JC, I'm full of the ums today. Forgive me, guys. G, remember a Wand Chain, 6 cents right now. All-time high was $9. Also, Anvil. You like that project? I do. I mean, dude, if it's a deep red, once again, we're going to be going into possibly our last speculative cycle before the major changes start happening. I don't mind any deep reds, or speculative plays that people want to go for. That's all fine and good. I'm just trying, now my focus is just literally narrowing down to the layer 1s or layer 0s of these ecosystems, and trying to get them cheap. So, and making sure that they're NIST aligned, making sure that they're regulator friendly, making sure that they've been tried, trued, and, and tested, right? I like the OG cryptos. I like dino cryptos, as they like to call them. I like cryptos that have been tested for years, right? That have been doing CBDC test pilots, right? That have proven technology, right? Those are the ones that I'm narrowing my focus on now. We liked a bunch of speculative plays. We like a bunch of deep reds. If you guys are going for that, I'm not going for that currently. Like my focus is shifted now from just anything that is a deep red, right? Which is valid. We got a good list of deep reds here for you guys today, actually, because now I've been just trying to narrow my focus on just like very legit projects, real, at least they have a real working blockchain, real partnerships. Maybe they're not NIST aligned. Not all of them are here on this list, or I haven't searched each one of them here on this list. Can provide decentralized recovery, because we're only getting closer and closer to the cyber event. The cyber event may happen earlier rather than later, right? The timeline might be different. So I'm just treating this next coming year as just focusing and honing in on decentralized recovery cryptos, quantum resistant cryptos, ones that are NIST aligned, right? Ones that have done proven CBDC test pilots, right? That's just my main focus. I hope it doesn't turn too many people off. I don't mind the Blue Crew shouting out other cryptos and stuff like that it may be good speculative plays, right? But I'm just, that's where my focus is currently right now. So Wand Chain at 6 cents. I mean, dude, all-time high $9. I mean, that's a great deep red for a speculative tradle, right? This is all now it's going to be like all tradle portfolio stuff, but I'm focusing on my hodl portfolio now. I've shifted over to just thinking about my long-term hodl portfolio and making sure my hodl portfolio is going to be safe in cold storage. The best way to have cold storage in some ways is just having your keys, right? You own your keys, whether it's on paper or it's on a freaking ledger, or, EliPal or Decent, or, a Tangem card or something like that. That's valid too. But hey, it's almost just as good when you just have it on like a metal plate or a freaking, piece of paper as well. That's the ultimate air gap, right? Is just not having your private key, uninstalling your wallets that have them, right? You can always re-upload them post cyber event and then add your private keys, and then everything's Gucci, right? But once again, not here to tell people what to do. Just telling you where my focus is right now, right? That sounds like a hell of a lot of potential. Definitely, dude. 9 cents to $6, or 6 cents to $9. You don't even have to wait till all-time high there, man. You can just do a sweet little tradle and then add to your blue chip bags without a doubt. They will probably flip the switch up and down like children just to mess with us. I mean, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised, Jim, in Japan, but they definitely have to shut the system off in order to turn the new system on, and they're going to blame nature. They're going to blame nature and say, they're going to blame humans and how we've treated nature, right? That's why they're going to push the electric vehicles. That's why eco-friendly cryptos are going to be booming, right? Cryptos that are eco-friendly are going to be freaking booming after these events that happen, without a doubt, right? Eco-friendly is going to be a mainstay. Just like privacy has become a type of thing, just wait for everybody and all the project heads talking about eco-friendly, right? Yet again, right? This stuff goes in phases, guys. This stuff goes in phases. I'm un goofy Americana. Yeah, I'm a goofy American for sure, my man. I love Germans though, man. I had a good time in Germany. I lived in Germany for 2 months. Awesome people. Really chill. You guys drink beer all day. You guys have beer for breakfast, lunch, dinner. I don't even know how you guys live to 100 freaking just doing that every day, but you guys are amazing, man. Love y'all. 6 cents. I heard kids are saying that now. Oh yeah, 6, 7. Dude, what is 6, 7? When you add 6, I mean, first off, they're 2 numerology numbers. But now when they do 6, 7, 6, 7, 6, 7, anytime one of these things gets very, very popular, you guys, it's not just by chance. It doesn't go like there's gatekeepers to this stuff. Just like they gatekeep our channel, right? They freaking, they lower the algorithm's reach, right? They boost the algorithm's reach for certain things. And this 6, 7 thing, you add 6 plus 7, what is that? 13. They love the number 13. What does Taylor Swift say subliminally in all those commercials? 13's my lucky number. It's always about 13, right? 6-7, 6-7. People just like doing it and don't even freaking know where it even originally came from, right? It's just hey, you know, it is what it is. I'm just happy I'm not part of the global zeitgeist or the global consciousness. You know, we've just separated our stuff. Like, once again, I highly recommend being unplugged from all this crap. You're going to hear about it anyway from your friends and family, because that's the only thing they can talk about, is like things that other people know, right? But I'm going to be unplugged during this stuff. There's going to be a ton of fear type of stuff coming up, you know, that they're going to try to push through mainstream media. They already are through, like, you know, horror movies are the most popular thing in movie theaters right now. Like, it's all fear stuff, right? It's all fear energy, just trying to push fear, right? And then there's going to be fake stuff that are fake fear events that people are going to overreact to because they just trust the technology and trust the media so much, right? That they're not even going to have, like, this is where personal experience is going to be more important than ever, you guys. Where are your feet actually? Where's your body actually? Have you actually experienced these things that you're being told by other talking heads about, right? Right? Have you actually experienced them, right? Are you aware that you're lending your trust and beliefs so easily, right, to others? Good times and good vibes, as always. Hey, do you like ICP? Yeah, we talked about that just a second ago. The blockchain is getting tired. What's up, Smart Money says? Let's go. Yeah, he talks funny for sure. I mean, I wish he had a translate. I wish I could understand what he's saying. Hey, everyone, hopes day's well. What's up, Jeffrey Mix? Appreciate you jumping on in. AM Wood. What cryptos are associated with NIST? I'll tell you, man. I got some cryptos that are pretty aligned, and, you know, some of the blue chips, if not all the blue chips, right? The ones that we've been following. Decentralized Recovery Alliance has, you know, is aligned with standards in cryptography that NIST is looking for. So we've been on that pulse for a good, and, you know, luckily getting that new filter of the NIST is freaking awesome. Now we know that freaking, you know, that whole, you know, DREC Alliance is pretty freaking legit, right? Thanks for all you do, information, teaching. I mean, I'm just discussing with you guys. You guys could tell me I'm wrong. You could tell me another different perspective and another way to look at it. And I totally respect that. You know, I'm just trying to, you know, talk with y'all. What's up, Nova Crypto? Good to see you. The Dino Cryptos, gotta love them. Gotta love you gotta love the tried, tested, and true cryptos that aren't just hype and speculation. Yes, it's good to be in early on some of these cryptos that could turn out to be freaking absolute life-changing. Like, sometimes you do have to have a bag of that. You do have to have a bag like that. Like Tibber, for example, I know, and Patsy is going to bring that up. It's early days with Tibber, right? We don't know where this thing's really going yet, but it's looking like it's being very well set up to be one of the major AI agent plays for the future. So yeah, we want to have a freaking bag of that just in case this thing is the AI agent Bitcoin, right? Who knows? But still very early days. We're speculating that it is, right? Just like the members of Rebita Capital could be speculating on just wanting to be early on a project, and then they move on to the next thing that they like, right? I mean, Brian Armstrong and Anatoly and Robinhood and all the things that are connected with Rebita, they follow other projects as well. They're not just only going with Tibber, right? They're just not only in on Tibber. They're in on other freaking projects as well, right? They believe in a multi-chain future. It's not just one freaking that rules them all. And hell, there is one that has a really good chance to be the one that rules them all. But, seriously speaking, it's most likely going to be a multi-chain future, right? Yeah, AMP is as about Dino as I can do. I've lived this before. The group of credible crypto shrinks to one. Yep. Tibber, let's go. Do we have road bumps mapped? What's up, that one guy? Can you just clarify what you're trying to ask there, man? My bad. To move 58,000 ETH, the fee was 12,000 ETH. BS, just swap it for Tangem, and it's there with no fees except the small swap fee. Interesting. Yes, the metal plates to engrave your keys is really good. I like that, man. And that's probably the best form of cold storage, honestly, is just don't trust a device at all. Just have your keys written down or engraved into some metal thing and just have multiple of them, right? And put them in weird places that only you know about, right? Stick them up your bumhole. I'm just joking. Oh, man. Hey guys, I know I'm going to be seeing a lot of divisive stuff today. Like, I know there's going to be a lot of stuff that people don't agree with, and you know that's the beauty of this community, man. I'm always wrong, and I'm willing to learn new thing. Parcel or Proppy thoughts? Interesting. Blockchains. I would just check to see if they're once again, if a crypto is ambitious enough to try to tackle $1 trillion+ market and trying to have $1 trillion+ market cap, it better be regulatory friendly. Once again, the House always wins. There will be an illusion that the people have won. It's always the case, right? Even with XMR, love XMR as a privacy-focused crypto. It is the privacy-focused OG. That one's going to have some staying power. But you know who makes the phones that we use? You know who makes the laptops and computers that we use, right? The governments. And if they decide that XMR is not their freaking bag and they are going to just they'll regulate it out of existence, right? And you're going to be, if you get caught doing XMR transactions, good luck, man. Everything's traceable in this freaking future for your safety, of course, for your security, of course. You're better off just bartering and doing physical exchanges of items, right? Instead of relying on a crypto that's trying to be anti-government or trying to be full on privacy and no, like black market stuff and all that type of stuff. Because that's where it will mostly be geared towards, right? Like, I understand there's people who want to play that game, but the freaking there's going to be, they're the regulators, man. They're the House, and they always win, and they're the ones that we're waiting for to set up the rules to get trillions upon trillions of dollars into this freaking market, right? So do you guys want to be waiting forever for these trillions upon trillions of dollars to happen? If you do, then yeah, you can play with these privacy cryptos. You can do the ultimate, just hoarding XMR, right? But they're going to regulate this thing out of existence, man. It's not regulatory friendly at all, right? And if you get caught with that in this future, where AI is going to be so strict and the naughty or nice list, it's going to be that black and white. You're either naughty or you're freaking nice. If you're using XMR, you're on the naughty list. Good luck trying to get by in life, right? Good luck trying to get by in life with your extreme privacy crypto, right? You're better off just doing private transactions with physical things, right? You're much better off with that. Internet transactions and trying to do, like, especially if ILP becomes the underlayer to the internet and all that type of stuff, it's going to be regulated as hell, you guys. So it's just about being careful. Like, I understand we all think we're rebels and, that type of thing, but it's going to be dude. What has Brad Garlinghouse said? The change comes from within the system, right? The House always freaking wins, man. The House always wins, man. And we're going to just ride off the coattails and create better lives for our loved ones around us, right? We're keeping it simple. We're not going to overthink this thing, man. Gee, I bought an actual typewriter and have everything typed out on index cards. Shout out to you, man, for unplugging like that, AM Wood. Much love, man. So Parcel and Proppy thoughts, I would just make sure that if they're tackling trillions of dollar markets, that they're NIST aligned with their blockchains, and to make sure that no other layer 1 or layer 0 cryptos could do eventually what they're doing, right? Making sure they do fast transactions safely, cheaply, and efficiently, right? Making sure that no other blockchains can do what their use case could do, making sure that they have something extremely unique that no other blockchain has, right? That's what I would be doing. So Parcel and Proppy, I need to look into Parcel a little bit more, but with Proppy, these real estate cryptos, I just feel like these other layer 1s can do what Proppy does eventually in time, right? If they become the mainstream crypto, in their ecosystem, maybe another digital asset comes out and does it. I mean, you got, I'm not trying to talk trash about, like, once again, Proppy and Parcel in this next speculative bull cycle are going to make gains. Everything is going to make gains. Everybody's going to be coming at me and going, dude, gee, you talked bad about this one, but it made me filthy gains, right? It made me filthy gains, right? And then we're going to be making filthy gains off our cryptos too, and just be like, hey, I'm happy just everybody's winning. I hope we're freaking taking profits, because this is the peak of the freaking blockchain bubble, right? This is going to be the peak, man. This is like, we're already on that 90s arc with where the internet went, right? And the dot-com bubble, right? That happened, right? Get ready for the freaking, we're getting ready for the blockchain bubble, man. This is going to be an amazing, amazing year for us, you guys, in terms of the crypto investors. It's going to be an amazing, amazing year. Money is just, they're going to buy you out of your tokens, right? They want to get all of your tokens, right? And then flip the switch to the new era and begin the transition in 2027 and 2028, right? I'm going to be holding my blue chips, man. I'm only trading my Tradle portfolio stuff in 2026. I don't care what prices that they show me for XRP, XLM, XPX, XDC, XX network, right? Any of those, HBAR, Algorand, I'll go through our list here, but those I'm not freaking touching, man. I'm not touching it. I'm not touching those cryptos. I don't care what the prices look like. I'm touching my other, I'll go for my, little Tradle plays, right? The deep red plays, the ones that are far away from the all-time high. I'll play those, right? XPNet and, BDP, PortX, freaking other ones that we've talked about over the summer, right? Those are the ones I'll be most like, any staking rewards I got, I'll be cashing those out. That's just my strategy. I got a freaking plan. If you guys got a plan, that's great too. And just hopefully we're executing our plan in 2026, but we're also not giving them a ton of our freaking blue chips, whole numbers of our blue chips, man. Fiat's freaking going to be worthless, y'all. What's up, G? What's up with Harmony 1 in 2022, 32 cents, now 005. Did it peak at 32 cents? Because then that's not a bad deep red there, Wilcox. Harmony 1's still alive. I mean, they just may be quiet. And it's the quiet ones that you have to look out for, man. It's the quiet ones that we have to look out for. The Mooniverse, your last live was dope. You spoke about Solana. Solana's going to be killing it. If there's going to be celebrity meme coins releasing like crazy, guys, they're going to be choosing Solana to release it on. Solana is going to be one of the things that helps us break into the mainstream in 2026. It is going to moon like freaking crazy to thousands of dollars. I don't know. I'm not saying 10,000, but I definitely think, at least 2,000 bucks per Solana is going to be absurd, guys. I mean, Ethereum's going to kill it too. Ethereum's going to have its wave. Ethereum's going to definitely, all cryptos are going to most likely outgame BTC. No offense to BTC. You tried BTC, you tried. But Ethereum and Solana are going to, I'm not saying they're going to replace them at number one, but Ethereum and Solana and Binance are going to be freaking doing numbers in this speculative bull cycle, without a doubt. I mean, all the ecosystem cryptos will, but I'm not cashing out the other, I'm not cashing out those blue chips, man. That's just my opinion, right? I'm just cashing out the rewards on those systems. I'm going to probably cash out some of the Solana that I've been hodling for a good while, right? I'm going to definitely be cashing out my Solana and that. It's the year of the sun, the year of the fire horse. The sun is going to be part of this change. Solar energy is going to be more important than ever, right? It's going to be all about solar, Solana, Sol, right? Gold symbol is the sun, right? It's going to be all about that, right? What do you think the bearable guy has been looking at the whole time? The sun, right? He's not talking about Solana. He's talking about how the sun is going to be the initiator of this freaking change. That's what he's talking about. And, that's why we think right? The freaking sun in the middle of its flag is going to be the one that, declares XRPL as legal tender, right? Get one up El Salvador. We already have one country that's volume of XRP is higher than BTC, and that's Korea. I don't think it's going to be Korea that announces XRP as legal tender. I think it's going to be a dark horse like Argentina. Maybe it might be Brazil, but I'm feeling Argentina. Let's see what else we got. Did you know that that Amedic Astrology 2026 is the year? Dude, I didn't even have to read the rest of that comment. There you go. There you go, Mooniverse. I didn't even read the rest of your comment there, and I was already talking about how it's the year of the sun. Let's go, man. Our intuition's aligned right now, man. Let's go. Get some amp, G. What's up? Appreciate you, Ford Effin Ranger. Definitely, man. I'll get a little bag with that $14 that you sent me, man. I'll split that bag up into other blue chips though, but I'll get a little bit of amp. Amp is going to probably be good in the speculative run, without a doubt. I like Proppy. Nice big mouth, Rob. Hey, yeah, once again, I'm not trying to talk people out of their speak with passion. And I have my cryptos that I like. You have your cryptos that you like. And, you know, we're all going to see the promised land in 2026. We just all have to execute our plan and just know that it ain't going to be forever, man. Bull cycles don't last forever. And there's always a global catalyst around to ruin the freaking party. And we got to enjoy the party when it comes, man. We got to enjoy the party when it comes. What are your thoughts on crypto LLCs, cryptos in a trust, etc.? Not into them right now. I think it's too early days. I'd rather just have my crypto in cold storage. As a means of shielding your assets from liabilities, lawsuits, and also from tax liabilities, deferring taxes. We don't have regulatory clarity yet, so I'm just gonna hold them in cold storage. Let's get regulatory clarity. Let's get I don't want to be I don't want to be trusting any company or anything like that with my digital assets right now. I definitely don't want to be trusting. It's still too early days, guys. We're still too early in this whole grand scheme of things, man. XDC held up good so far. Loving XDC. Loving XDC. XDC is going to be fire. XDC is one of those quiet ones that people got to watch out for. Ribbit Capital is going to be the first fund brought 100% on the blockchain. All 15 billion AUM coming with them. Mickey is Silicon Valley legend. How many founders got the whole PayPal and FB mafia on speed dial? No, that's for sure. But PayPal is also like connected to other projects as well, man. It's not just only Tibber. It's not just only Rebita. Tibber's like, I'm not disagreeing that Tibber's not going to make you freaking filthy gains, man. You know, I freaking love me some Tibber. I'm hopping around like a freaking green frog, but I'm also trying to be grounded and understanding this is a multi-ledger freaking future, right? There's going to be multiple assets. And dude, I'm with you that Tibber is probably the leader of the AI agent wave, but it's also super early days. So let's take advantage of the speculation that Tibber is going to draw because of all those facts that you freaking talked about, right? You know, we don't want to be like, you know, I'll never tell you what to do. You know what I'm saying there, Patsy, though. I just believe it's a multi-ledger future. I don't think it's one to rule them all. I don't think it's Tibber to rule them all. And if there is one to rule them all, then, you know, seriously speaking, there's one that fills up every single freaking box, even for AI agents. Believe it or not, there's like 3 or 4 Dino cryptos that have taken into account AI agents since the very beginning, and they've all been hush hush. Right? They've all been super quiet, right? We get Base coming in with AI agents, the new kid on the block, the flashy toy, right? The one that's like pushing it all over CT and crypto Twitter and X and showing all this information, saying, oh my God, you got to get in on this one. Yeah, it's early days. It's millions of market cap. It can go to billions. Let's freaking take advantage of the speculation, right? But is it going to be, if there's going to be trillions of dollars, once again, if there's going to be trillions upon trillions of dollars worth of volume going through this damn thing, it needs to be NIST aligned. It just has to be. That's the only way that governments will approve of the freaking, if you're thinking Tibber is going to be going to the government level, man, if you're thinking it's going to go to the central bank level, it needs not only KYA, it needs to freaking be approved by the NIST, right? Their cryptography's got to be approved by the NIST. Base guy on base if you like memes. See, yeah, great. Like, see, I don't mind like shouting out, you know, other cryptos and stuff like that, but you're already understanding. It's not one to rule them all. It's not one to rule them all, right? And we got to enjoy whatever we can get. My picks, XRP, Quant, Link, XLM, Ondu, ZBEC, HBAR, ALGO, IC. I mean, dude, you got a hell of a list here, Nova Crypto. You're hell of diversified, man. Congrats to you. Filecoin, Avalanche, ADA. I mean, so far a pretty good list. And you got some little memes in here too. Floki, Near, Flare, DAG, Render. The funny thing is each one that you listed depends on a third party for something within their stack, right? Each one that you've listed here depends on other digital assets to help fill in the gap, right? Which is interesting. I mean, and half of them aren't even NIST aligned, right? Half of the other ones are, you know, and we'll talk about some of them that are, some of them that aren't, right? But yeah, I love all that. STRK. Oh, Stark, interesting. LSK. Yeah, LSK is very interesting. VFi. Okay. ZK, Crow, STRD, and BTC. Man, yeah, not rest in peace, BTC. BTC is going to be going through a hard time, man. XPL, ALCX, Render, W. Yeah, W is interesting. I do roofing and solar panels are crazy going up, yeah. Kraken, OG. Let's get bumpy, everyone. Let's get this money for sure, man. We need to start moving. Questions for a lawyer, without a doubt. Or an accountant. I'm 96% in, 40% dry powder. Damn, nice, man. You got some good ammunition building up. You're ready. That's a hell of a way to go. That's a hell of a way to go. Robots got paid. Yeah, robots got to get paid, dude. They're going to be asking you for your tokens, man. It's going to be, you're going to have tokens for everything in this future. You're going to have tokens. You're going to have tokens. So who approved for, so how is it approved for the NIST? You get there's certain cryptography standards that the NIST requires in order for these governments or banks to use, these crypto projects, right? So XRP, HBAR, and others have, this standard covered in terms of in their cryptography because they're trying to tackle the enterprises, right? It shows that they mean business, right? That's the important thing with being NIST aligned, is that you really are trying to tackle bank partnerships, government partnerships, and trying to play ball within their framework that they require. Oh yeah, root. Well, no, yeah, and then XPnet, man, XPnet freaking was a hell of a deep red, and it went up to 001 and then came back down to 0003. Now it's at 0004. Volatility is going pretty nuts for XPnet right now, and that's a billion supply at triple zeros, dude. It makes sense that somebody got that pump, and once they hit 001, they're like, oh, dude, I gotta crash it. I've been stacking up XPnet, and this is a ridiculous pump I just got. I just got like a 2 to 3x, and they crashed the price, man. But XPnet looks like it's waking up. Everybody pushing advertising the LLC stuff are usually talking Wyoming LLC for anonymity and saying you got to act before January 1st, 2026. Some law taken into effect. Don't know what to think of it yet. Anytime people make you act with urgency, it's usually a scam. Anytime there's some urgency being pushed for something, right? Especially crypto related, it's a scam. Yeah, G, ultimately we're a collateral bundle, buy infrastructure blue chips and forget about them. Yeah, exactly. I'll links up with JP Morgan. Let's go. How you feeling on Tau? I like Tau as an AI crypto for sure. Truth seeking, just talk to your lawyer about the LLC stuff. Exactly, man. It's stuff that I'm just an everyday guy like you. I mean, I can only answer so much. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a pro trader. I'm not even here to tell you guys what to do. Right? This is just my opinion. All right, let's start going into some interesting cryptos here, guys. Okay, so we got EGLD, part of the Decentralized Recovery Alliance. Multiverse X is now at $8.68, negative 69% down. 28 million supply for a crypto that can provide decentralized recovery. Decentralized recovery is very important. If you guys are watching this for the time, there's a Decentralized Recovery Alliance that is comprised of XRP, HBAR, Algorand, ADA, DAG, Oasis Network, Rose, Casper, Hashpack, BSL, right? You have some HBAR ecosystem cryptos in there already. Goes to show how legit HBAR is getting, right? And how it is. And then you have Multiverse X, EGLD. This is big for EGLD because it's kind of a sleeper that went quiet and had a rebrand. People just don't think about it too much. $8.68 for a 28 million supply. EGLD can freaking do some numbers, possibly going into the hundreds of dollars in this next bull cycle. PAC at 1 penny, negative 73% down, 1 billion supply. PAC, a wallet that provides decentralized recovery, also earns you Hashpack rewards for every transaction that you make on the Adara ecosystem with the Hashpack wallet. It's at a penny and it's 1 billion supply. It's been staying at a penny like for a long time, despite the volatility of what's going on. So that's very interesting with PAC, negative 73% down. We got the Blue Rose, Oasis Protocol. We got Blue Roses on our Blue Castle here. Right, the Blue Rose, NIST aligned, privacy focused, AIS focused, or AI focused, can provide decentralized recovery, add a penny, negative 78% down, 10 billion supply, and we can stake it, make it work for us while we're hodling, and just cash out our, rewards instead of having to, because this is looking like one of those blue chips. It's a freaking blue rose, for Christ's sakes. USA crypto as well, which is nice. 1 penny, negative 78% down, 10 billion supply. We got APT, Aptos, at $2.89. Who would have thought we would see APT this low? But APT, fast smart contracts, low fees, $2.89, negative 75% down, 1.1 billion supply for Aptos. We got FET, leader of the AI movement, it seems like, going through FUD period. They definitely don't want you in on this one. 28 cents, negative 77% down, 2.7 billion supply for FET. We got Wormhole W at 5 cents, negative 76% down, 10 billion supply, working with Securitize in a big way, working with Algorand. So W Wormhole looking like a good interoperability protocol here at 5 cents, 10 billion supply. We have no clue what a bull cycle looks like for that digital asset. Pyth, another one that we don't know what a bull cycle will do with it. Pyth is followed by basically every project in the space. 9 cents, negative 79% down, 10 billion supply for Pyth. We also got IXO at 004, the blue butterfly, negative 78% down, 160 million supply. We got Axelar at 14 cents, negative 79% down, 1.1 billion supply. The bridge of bridges is at 14 cents, y'all. December is going to be freaking fantastic. And if it isn't December, I swear, if they continue to do making it red and sideways in December, they have no clue what the hell they're doing, because they are giving it to the Blue Foundation way too cheap. There's one crypto where they absolutely on this list right now where they have no freaking clue what they're doing with it. They think they're fudding people out of it, but damn, man, they have no clue what they're freaking doing if they decide to keep taking this market further down. I really think, once we come out of this retrograde period of, November 9th to the 29th, it's going to be, exciting in the beginning of December, right? At least a relief rally from all this bearishness. Things aren't bearish for freaking ever, right? It's just not the way the markets work, right? Because then everybody would just keep shorting, right? And they want to liquidate the shorts, right? So they'll pump it to liquidate the shorts, and they'll keep crashing it to make people. And then once people think, oh man, we're out of the short, they've liquidated all the shorts. It's a pump here. We're freaking pumping forever now. Then they start liquidating the longs, right? The volatility is going to be absolutely insane. Even if we do start in a bull cycle, guys, even if a bull cycle does begin, there's usually 2 humps to a bull cycle. You get your first hump, that's a wild ride, and then it retraces like 50, 70% down, makes you think that it's the end of the freaking bull cycle. And then the real run, the real bull cycle pump that most people are left out on, right, happens. Everybody chases this pump, and then bam, the next epic bear cycle happens. The crypto they don't know what they're freaking doing about is taking XX network to 009. What an absurd thing they're doing here. If it goes to 008, 007, 006, they have no clue what they're freaking doing. They're trying too hard to FUD out. People have already set positions here on XX, and it's not going to work, man. It's not going to work. So 009, negative 82% down, 1 billion supply for the XX network. We got decentralized cloud storage. Dude, I love the decentralized cloud crypto plays. There's like about 10 of them, right? That I can, really 5 of them that I think are powerhouses that, come off the top of the head. Things like Filecoin, AKT, Siacoin, Storex, XPX, and then what other ones? Edge Network. So 6 of them that I could think of off the top. Nextcloud is like one of the early, super early days, but the ones that have been well established that I can think about are about 6 of them, right? And those are the ones that I'm keeping my eye out for, because the centralized cloud storage is going to be important. It's very, very important. Excuse the burp there. It's very, very important, guys. If you're reliant on your storage, and this is why so many blockchain projects have holes in them, man. They don't even have native decentralized storage. They have to depend on either third-party centralized rails for their storage, or they have to depend on one of these projects for their decentralized storage, right? This is why that's another good filter. Does it do storage? Does this blockchain have to depend on third party for its storage, right? And most of them do. Most of them do, unfortunately. So yeah, that's why I like these decentralized storage crypto plays, because they seem, not safe plays, but it's an absolute necessity. Decentralized storage is an absolute necessity, right? And that's why I like having positions on some of these. VRA at 0004, Veracity, trying to be the infrastructure crypto for advertising agency. DREC Alliance follows them, which is pretty interesting. I like this more as a speculative play at 0004, negative 86% down, 10 billion supply. Rest of these are basically speculative plays as well. Rune, Thorchain is at 73 cents, negative 86% down. Dino Crypto, ton of implementations. A lot of blockchains follow them. 500 million supply for Rune. We've seen it do things in multiple bear and bull cycles. Theta, dude, Theta has been zilch. Nobody's talking about Theta, man. Theta is going to probably surprise a lot of people. I don't have the price here, but that one just popped up right now. Theta, people just forgetting to talk about that or even look into it. Theta had a hell of a run in the last bull cycle. Theta was one of the leaders of the last bull cycle, right? So that's an interesting one to keep an eye out for, without a doubt. We got DEAI at 2 cents, negative 96% down, 1 billion supply. 01 Labs, NVIDIA incubator project, connected with Near Protocol, Rose, Oasis, Aptos, right? Some major blockchains right there. DEAI is a 1 billion supply at 2 cents, negative 96% down. I get whole numbers of these and never think about it again, right? Just prove your project now at that point, right? If it's as great as it is, then I'm willing to hold a long term to see what you freaking do, right? I have nothing to prove with these projects. These projects got to prove to me. I'm not chasing narratives. The narratives follow us. A QANX, Quan, right? I think it's like Quan Network or Quan Protocol. And the ticker is QANX. It's at 2 cents. No clue about the supply. Negative 31% down. But guess what? They're strong in terms of being NIST aligned. They're a quantum resistant crypto as well. So this is a new kid on the block that we're talking about here. QANX at 2 cents, negative 31% down. I think it's called Quan Protocol. Interesting to, when we were doing some NIST research to see this crypto pop up. And then another crypto that popped up in that NIST research is NAORIS. Naoris. I don't even know how to pronounce it, but NAORIS at 2 cents, negative 76% down, 4 billion supply. Quantum proof layer of the internet is their ambition, and their NIST aligned. So you can tell they're freaking serious about what they're trying to do as well. So these are looking like some pretty interesting, nobody talks about type of crypto plays right here with QANX and NAORIS. Abelian follows, I believe, either QANX or NAORIS, Naoris. And then, we love XX Network as one of those quantum resistant crypto projects as well. All right, guys. So we're getting to 48 minutes. We're getting close to the hour here on a Saturday stream, and I do have to keep it at around an hour. Let me just see if we're doing well with time here. We're doing all right. All right. So we have 17 cryptos that I think are pretty damn future-proof or just well-rounded, and ecosystems that I want to take part in and get some exposure to. So if you like speculative plays, maybe little speculative plays within these ecosystems is the way to go, right? So we're going to start off, obviously, with the XRPL. XRPL has NST aligned standards. They're definitely, in big with the elite and central banks and, educating governments and regulators. They're one of the only cryptos that has an official tag that it is not a security. It has already gone through the SEC and all the, hurdles with that. So XRP obviously is on this list. I should just throw out XDC is on this list. XLM is on this list, right? XLM's got crazy, crazy, crazy astrological ties as well. Obviously, the Saturn connection, Saturn return happens in 2033, or no, is it 2033 or 2028? I think it's in 2033 is when Saturn has done its full round, right? And there's going to be an alignment at around that time. Makes sense that, hell, they're already giving you the subliminals of Lumen Corp in Severance. So XLM, very young ecosystem. They have fudded out everybody out of that ecosystem. Basically, nobody talks about XLM's ecosystem at all. They don't talk about SHX. They don't talk about, sure, Velo. I'm not the biggest fan of Velo. I just like the USA cryptos in the XLM ecosystem. But if you're a fan of Velo, at least they're in the XLM ecosystem, right? And Velo is going to probably make some filthy gains because that's what it's been doing in a speculative market so far. So I don't want to talk too much about it. I mean, that whole ecosystem is just undervalued, you guys. So if you like Velo, Velo is going to make filthy gains. PHO, Phoenix DeFi Hub, is a DeFi ecosystem that is working, that you can be taking advantage of, building rewards of, cashing them out into XLM or SHX or your preferred digital asset. We got Aqua at triple zeros, right? XRP, you got ecosystem cryptos in there as well. Somebody was trying to shout out CSC, Casino Coin. That's a dyno crypto of the XRPL, man. And it's at multiple zeros. Very easy to get millions of those cryptos and never really think about it again, right? Just in case Casino Coin's going to change the game, right? They've been very quiet as of late as well. Sologenic, Corium, Pulsara, right? The SARA token, SARA. I just want to talk about the general cryptos here, the layer one, the infrastructure cryptos. Any cryptos within their basket are probably decent plays, and those are the low cap plays that I would be looking for to speculate on and do tradal portfolio stuff with. So XRP, XDC, XLM, HBAR, right? HBAR ecosystem with Saucer Swap, BSL, Hashpack, right? There's other tokens within that ecosystem to take advantage of and get, early days. Sauce, right? The Saucer Swap, right? XPX, of course. XPX literally is you guys do, everybody does their own freaking research, right? But seriously, this freaking serious coin is doing some things. There's a lot of interesting stuff I've been coming across. I'm kind of just keeping tight-lipped about this digital asset because it's like almost too good to be true. So I just don't want to talk too much about it because I really could just center only talking about this digital asset for the rest of the way. But I just rather have everybody else doing their own research and then you guys come back to me with what you found. If you guys want to. I don't want to be the only one who's just like hyping up a digital asset that nobody knows about and doesn't want to freaking talk about. But this thing checks off all the freaking boxes. Every single box. It can do AI agent stuff. It can do X402 payments. It can do ISO payments. It can do the whole freaking gambit, right? And that's already hyping it too much, man, because I understand it's a super low cap crypto. It looks like it's dead in the dumps, right? It's in triple zeros, right? It has to prove itself. It has to freaking start proving itself, and we need that price to start making some moves, right? So I don't want to talk about it too much, but this is one of the ones that I'm definitely, honing in on in terms of the layer ones and their ecosystem cryptos. MetXR is one of the cryptos that's within its ecosystem that may be interesting to look into, but I'm just kind of focusing on that, just the general layer one of that one, right? Algorand. Nobody talks about Algorand. Nobody's taking Algorand seriously, but it's part of that Decentralized Recovery Alliance. So Algorand, not sleeping on this freaking project, right? The Algorand ecosystem looking, Algorand's going to probably be surprising a lot of people. They got very, very high transaction rate. I think they were the first completely carbon neutral project, which is a very nice first mover advantage to have, especially when we're going into an era where people are going to be, just like how people were so intense about sanitation and stuff like that back in the day, people are going to be super intense, and regulators and enterprises are going to be like, and they've been quiet about it recently, actually. We haven't heard too much talk about being super eco-friendly. So that's going to be bubbling on up, and it's going to explode. eco-friendly cryptos are going to be a must, just like privacy is a must, right? Decentralized storage is going to be a must. Eco-friendly is going to be a must, right? So Algorand, people sleeping on ALGO, not us. We're owning the whole Decentralized Recovery Alliance. And it can provide decentralized recovery. Isn't that nice, right? IOTA, Internet of Things, building sensors, machine-to-machine communication, very, very quiet project, super tight-lipped. Stefan Thomas, the only other crypto that he has referenced about trading or owning was IOTA, right, back in the day. And if you don't know who Stefan Thomas is, he's the creator of Interledger Protocol, and he was the first Ripple CTO. Made Bitcoin popular, basically, was this freaking dude, right? QNT, Quant Network. The Overledger, super quiet, right? Connecting all blockchains, interoperability amongst blockchains and legacy systems. This is very important. This is another major check that if your crypto is trying to tackle $1 trillion of volume going through their project, it needs to be interoperable and make it easy to onboard legacy systems, right? It needs to be absolutely easy for them to onboard, right? So Overledger, QNT doing some things. AXL, the bridges with XRP, XLM, SHX, right? AXL is at 14 cents, the bridge of freaking bridges in that Cosmos ecosystem. That takes me to Cosmos, right? The Cosmos ecosystem, lo and behold, is an ecosystem that they're fudding you out on, right? They don't want you to even think about the Atom token. They don't want you to think about Osmo, even though they put Sonny Agrawal on Forbes' 30 under 30. Last time we saw that, it was with Justin Sun, and his token went from 2 cents to 30 plus cents, right? So Atom token and the Atom ecosystem, Osmo, AKT, Celestia, Stargate, right? Hell, there's an AI crypto that Stargate just released that was like native privacy AI called Kite, right? So that's a new crypto that's out on the block. If you like early speculative cryptos that are just, new cryptos that have just come out, right? They still got a lot to prove, right? But Atom and Tendermint are NIST aligned, right? They have standards that are aligned with those. Let's go with XX Network, quantum resistant crypto. Freaking started building privacy or, testing privacy focused CBDCs with the Swiss National Bank and, involved with BIS's Project Turbulent. All of a sudden, super tight-lipped, super quiet. XX Network doesn't even post anything with $XX. They just educate people on the importance of quantum resistant tech, right? And how things in, modern encryption can be compromised, right? So XX Network, I love the cryptos and their projects. Filecoin does this as well. They educate people on the importance of decentralized storage, but they never just keep putting on every post $FIL, right? That's almost like a red flag to me. If I see a project that's a crypto project that's trying to tackle trillions upon trillions of dollars and work with regulators, if they're just putting like their crypto ticker in every single post, trying to just get people to FOMO, right? It just makes me not interested anymore, right? That's just like a big writing on the wall. It's like, if you're really working with these governments and these central banks, they don't want the normies to have any possession of these digital assets whatsoever. Tezos, super quiet. Female and male creator, USA Crypto, all over Formula One. The subliminals are there, all over baseball, all over soccer, right? The subliminals are there on jerseys, even, right? But nobody talks about Tezos. Nobody takes it seriously. Self-amending blockchain, NIST aligned. XTZ, Tezos, man, is an X crypto that for some reason people are sleeping on, man. I love all the X cryptos. You know why? Because if X is going to be the super app of the future that everybody's thinking it's going to be, and X money is going to be such a big thing, what do you think it's going to be running on? It's going to be running on X rails, right? So it's, hell, you got an X in front of your ticker. You're a freaking sovereign, right? You're a global sovereign operator, global sovereign project, right? Borderless. Let's freaking go. Ondu. It doesn't have an X ticker in front of it, unfortunately, but you got to love the pure RWA project that this freaking is. Ondu has a very good chance of being one of those major RWA plays, at least in a speculative sense. Ondu, ONDO, is under $1 right now. I think a 10 billion supply, if I'm not mistaken. Ondu could be going down further, but I like scooping up some Ondu because we don't know what a bull cycle looks like for this one, and the quality of the partnerships and collaborations are very interesting with Ripple and Stellar. The Blue Rose, of course, the Blue Rose has got to be on this list. Oasis Network or Oasis Protocol, very quiet crypto, very, very quiet. And once again, they don't just keep putting $ ticker Rose on every post. They're educating people on the importance of privacy and their tech and why their tech, could provide, for these use cases for AI, right? So Rose, the Blue Rose, man, also government connections, also CBDC connections. Gotta love that. VeChain. Chips are everywhere, man. They build sensors. I am into the cryptos that are building sensors. And, that sensors are going to change the world. And it's going to probably be from a decentralized project or a decentralized, crypto company or something like that, right? VeChain definitely has a good chance. I mean, you're already getting metadata from UFC boxing gloves, right? And this is just the UFC. Remember, they're partnered with DNLV, right? Or DNLV Group or something like that. Big time, European shipping company, right? So VeChain has been very tight-lipped, dude. Sunny Liu has been coming out, finally again and doing interviews again and doing the interview gambit. But hell, you see VeChain, buy VeChain subliminally all the time on ESPN, right? So VET at a penny is looking fantastic. Very forward-looking project too for abandoning Ethereum to build their own project because they understand Ethereum's one of the distractions. They understand Ethereum's not going to be it, right? Ethereum's going to do amazing things in this bull cycle, but it's not the best freaking digital asset, right? DRGN, Dragon Chain, is one of the only blockchain as a service providing digital assets that's an OG, that is the first open source project that came out of Disney, right? So DRGN, right? Dragon Chain, dude, once again, the risk is baked into its price too. We don't even need to own a lot of DRGN. We let this project prove itself to us, right? It's at a penny. We can get hundreds of these out of a 433 million supply, right? Just easy pickings, right? And just wait to see what happens and let it fulfill its freaking vision if it's going to fulfill its vision. We got blue dragons flying around our blue castle, by the way. And that's our list there. Oh, no, and then DAG. Of course, DAG. Data integrity. DAG is the best project in the whole damn space when it comes to data integrity. Is it the best project in terms of transactions and transaction speed? No. But it's been utilized by the U.S. government or the military, right? And its data integrity is second to none in this space. So DAG is a must-have. DAG is an absolute must-have for its data integrity alone. All right. How about Veracity? We just talked about Veracity VAR. I'm not mentioning it in this list, but VRA is 0.004, negative 86% down, 10 billion supply. All right. I only got a short bit of time here, guys, so appreciate everybody. Much love to y'all. API 13, very interesting. I would just check to see if they're, if they got NIST. I mean, not every crypto has to be NIST aligned, guys, but if we're talking about, like, if you're hoping that this project's going to have $1 trillion market cap and be running like billions of dollars in volume, it needs to be NIST aligned. It's a must. It's an absolute must. Best ROI will be Casper. I mean, dude, yeah, they fudded out people a lot out of CSPR without a doubt. Gotta love DAG. Link, ADA, Sol, AVAX, and a handful of others will make it, and the rest are good ideas, and they die after speculation ends. Exactly, man. Exactly. I mean, dude, yeah, I'm with you there. I'm with you there, Patsy. Definitely. Spit the game. Let's go. What's up, man? What do you think about DGB token Digibyte? You know what? Digibyte's one of those quiet ones, man. So I got to do a little bit more. I got to run it my filters here. I got to run it through my filters. Where's my pens? There we go. So I'll write down Digibyte because Digibyte's always been a quiet one, man. That's and it's a blue crypto. We love the blue cryptos. It's going to be a blue world, blue future. QNT on sale without a doubt. Is Oasis on XLM? No, Oasis Network is its own layer 1 sovereign blockchain. So Oasis, the blue Rose token is the ticker, ROSE. It's a one-of-a-kind crypto, man. Everything bubble pops in 6 months. Let's go. Yeah. Oh, dude, ALGO is going to be massive, man. People are sleeping on ALGO big time. What's tagged for Blue Rose? It's literally just Rose, ROSE. It's called Oasis Network or Oasis Protocol. I always go back and forth with that. XRP holders are fools. I mean, okay. All good. I mean, I don't see why I can't hold it, right? I mean, I can hold any cryptos I want. I hold a bunch. So I don't mind holding some XRP. I don't mind holding some XRP. I feel bad for anybody who missed out on 10-cent XRP, and then they try to down talk it now at $2. Too bad. It's a U.S. Cybersecurity Standards Bureau. They don't approve tokens, banks, or crypto rails. Tibber runs on fintech identity infrastructure, not federal ID systems. But if you're going to try to get trillions upon billions of dollars, you definitely need to have cryptographic standards that align with the NIST. That's all I freaking know. That's all I know. You better have standards that align with their standards. If you do not, good luck. Good luck being a, mass scale central banks. I know Tibber's not going for central banks, man, but if you're expecting trillions of dollars in volume to be going through Tibber, I would just think again personally, but I'll never tell you what to do. December is Earth and Fire signs season money. And this is not to say that Tibber can't go to billions in market cap, but to go to trillions, to go to that next level, right? To go to that next level, man, that's you need to be going through the regulators no matter what. The regulators are the gatekeepers, right? The house always freaking wins. They always find a way to win. December is Earth, Fire signs, season money, and projects looking good for that time. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah, fire sign, that might be the way to go about it as we go into the year of the sun here, is anything that is like a fire sign month may be a bullish month for that digital asset, or that, for digital assets in general. Gee, you think Pepe could still have some upward potential still? Yeah, dude, everything's going to be making gains. I just want to be focusing on blue chips personally, man. Meme coins are going to do great things. Celebrity coins are going to, meme coins are going to be doing great things. There's going to be a ton of celebrity meme coins being released in this coming year. When the hype's, dude, once again, they're going to bring in way more people than they brought in last time into the market, right? And they're going to wreck them all. They're going to wreck everybody. Right? They're going to make them think that they're freaking filthy rich, right? And you're going to give them all your tokens, right? And then they're going to wreck everyone, right? No, unfortunately, we're not even safe from this. The only way that we're safe is that we have cold storage and that we just stay alive and stay healthy through this whole freaking transition. Really. Nobody's safe. Not even us, dude. Not even us, right? They're going to try to screw over everybody, right? Because that's how they're going to win, man. That's how they want to set it up, right? I love the salt and bananas, but damn, together, LOL. Yeah, that's pretty freaking gross. What the heck? Already has 240 grams of potassium AM. I'm salting bananas now. Interesting. Yeah, it doesn't matter what you hold. It's going to pump. Yeah, exactly, man. That's what I'm trying to say. If, you know what? The smarter play, guys, is probably to take advantage of this bull cycle is just to be only in the OG meme coins like Doge, SHIB, Pepe. Just go in all memes and then cash them out into the blue chips at last minute, right? That's probably the strategy, is just go all cartoons or frogs, dogs, apparently, anything like that. Any meme coins, celebrity coins, that's probably the major play right now for this bull cycle to come up. And then make filthy gains off of those, change your life off of those, and then freaking get a lot of them into the blue chips. But most likely the blue chips will be higher prices too, man. The blue chips will probably be higher prices, but nobody's going to be thinking about them as much because, my freaking, Taylor Swift coin is doing amazing, right? My freaking Trump coin's $100+, y'all, right? Yes, G, that's why I've been trying to say, I'm going to make sure that it's worth more than Benjamin Franklin's dollar. That's for sure. You guys know I'm not a big fan. If we're going to be putting, presidents on money, and, I'm going to make sure my money's very expensive. I'm going to make sure Trump goes to the moon. Hell, they already released a Trump 2 coin. I mean, whatever they want to do with that on Solana, I don't really care. I see Baron's coin's doing pretty well on Solana as well. You know, I love Baron. Hell, maybe Baron's going to probably be worth more than Trump coin sometime in the future. But yeah, it's not not a bad play. We're about to bump this thing to oblivion in 2026. I'm going to look like the greatest, president ever. We're going to be, the economy's going to be raging back better than ever. And then unfortunately, we're going to have to blame the sun for a lot of the significant changes that we're going to do. But it's going to be great changes for the long term, right? Just to ensure our power hold over the economy in the future. Yeah, sounds like fun. Sounds like fun, dude. Yeah, where's the Vladimir Putin coin? Oh, dude, yeah, get President Xi coin, right? All the dictator coins, right? All season comes and almost everything will pump, but when the AI bubble pops, only a handful will remain. Yeah, exactly. And Tibber's going to be one of those that remain, WF Patsy, for sure. That's why I feel confident in that one. AI agent crypto that can survive for the long term, without a doubt. The other AI agent cryptos, man, yeah, I don't really, it's still such early days in general, right? In terms with AI agents, man. Like, what if what if they make one of these blue chips the main standard, like, blockchain, and then they start releasing AI agent coins on that respective blockchain, right? What if they start doing that? And then that becomes its own hype cycle of like, oh, the AI agent tokens on this crypto, right? You just had Constellation and DAG talking about how they're boasting themselves how they will be the infrastructure for the AI agent wave, right? For when it goes mainstream, right? I mean, I'm not saying Tibber can't survive. Virtuals obviously has a first mover advantage, but like, we're just so damn early. That's all I'm trying to say. We're just so damn early. Nothing is set in stone yet. Building bags of 50 different cryptos over the past 6 years. Quentin Miller, you're going to be fucking, sorry, man. You're going to be loving. So, excuse my language there, guys. I try to be PC for any children that may be watching. You never know. Any teens that jump in. But yeah, you're going to be loving the bull cycle, dude. You're going to be loving that bull cycle. You're going to be loving the speculative bull cycle. The people who are well diversified are going to be loving it. They're going to be loving it because it's going to be walls of freaking green. And, yeah, I mean, it's just not being greedy. It's about not being greedy, right? At the end of the day, it's about not being greedy and knowing how to take profits, right? Knowing how to take profits. All right, you guys, that's the end of the hour. We're over the hour here, and I got to get going. I appreciate y'all. Much love to everybody here. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed the list. Hopefully, you enjoyed the deep breads. But yeah, for the rest from here on out. I'm very much just like, we had our fun with the deep red cryptos that we can diversify in and set positions in there. $5, $10 at a time. That can get us thousands of these cryptos, 10,000s or whatever. Right. But now starting to hone in on regulatory friendly, well-established Dino blue chip freaking cryptos. It could be to my detriment. I'm just talking to you guys about what I'm doing. I know you guys probably hate it. I know you guys probably want to save me from it. I know you guys probably want to suggest me other cryptos. They're going to probably make filthy gains in that speculative bull cycle, but I'm building my portfolio for post-cyber event. Whenever that freaking happens, we speculate 2027. It can happen sooner, later, but they have to turn off the system in order to flip on the new system. It's just the way it's going to have to go down. There's no easy way of doing it, but hey, at least they'll blame nature and man's, freaking impact on nature, right? That's how they're going to do it. They're not even going to blame themselves for it. They're going to blame us for driving gas cars, for not being eco-friendly, right? That's how they're going to flip this freaking switch, right? There's going to be blackouts or rolling blackouts that are happening. Good luck to those who are major, I need to get out of freaking LA, man. I need to get out of LA, right? We're almost to the 1-year anniversary of the freaking fires. I don't think people learned a freaking lesson at all from it. The winds are going to probably be even more intense than last year, right? I need to get out of freaking LA as soon as possible. As soon as freaking possible, man. And hopefully, we get the bull cycle before then, so I have enough money to freaking go find a new place somewhere else. Somewhere that may be less populated, less, freaking city driven and stuff like that, right? Before they try to implement smart cities in some of these places, right? We need to get out of freaking LA as soon as possible. But guys, much love. Yeah, we need to go. Exactly, dude. The wealth transfer is going from the west to the east. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be taking plane rides because don't want to chance it in this really big pivotal year where you're going to be getting solar flares and freaking, power outages and glitches and stuff like that. I don't want to be chancing taking a plane ride, at least in this coming year or two, during this transition period. So I'm just going to try to move into the inner states and just go to a town within those interstates that's just not as populated, that doesn't have people who are on their phone and obsessed with their phones and obsessed with the mass media zeitgeist or the mass media consciousness, right? That are just up to date on everything, right? They know everything about every little thing and every little piece of news that has happened. I'm out of that. I want to just go somewhere where it's just quiet, and I can just be a hermit for the next couple of years and then come out of it, and then start exploring, then start going, into other places, right? What's up? Let's go. Guys, shout out to everybody. Much love. Yeah, exactly. Escape LA. Tibber is the identity layer. Identity equals AI agents, equals apps, equals wallets, equals tokenization. All it needs is a base layer. Most coins are tenants. Tibber is the landlord. Yeah, exactly, man. And this landlord needs to go to billions of freaking dollars to be taken seriously, without a doubt, by governments, by the enterprises, by the really, they already are setting up their positions. I know Robinhood and Brian Armstrong and Base and Anatoly and all the really big names. And, you got that, Mickey Malka, freaking Silicon Valley giant, right? This project's got to prove itself to me, man. This project's got to prove itself to me. I got a bag that I'm comfortable with. If this thing's going to $33, I'm going to be a very, very happy man with my bag of Tibber. But it's got to start proving stuff to me, man. It's got to start proving that it wants to play regulatory ball, right? If you're going to be the identity layer, right? If you're going to be an identity layer crypto, you better be doing KYA, KYC, working with regulators, right? And making sure that you're freaking aligned with the appropriate standards, right? That's I'm going to be strict on it, man. I'm going to be strict. I'm hard on all these freaking cryptos, right? I've had it. I want freaking cryptos that are really fulfilling visions, that have proven tech, right? That are freaking playing ball with regulators, right? That are going to be part of this freaking actual digital future. If they're going to be regulating the internet, regulating AI, and they're going to be establishing cybersecurity type of regulations and stuff like that, then I want the ones that are playing with the freaking regulators, right? 1.2. I'm not here to be on the naughty list, man. If it's going to be a naughty or nice list and your credit score or whatever is going to be affected by the things you purchase, because now everything's going to be transparent on the chain, and they're going to be like, oh, well, you went to this bar or you went to this thing too many freaking times, right? We're going to have to lower your chances of being able to get this loan, or, stuff like that. I'm freaking playing ball in this future, right? Secret network is going to be interesting. Bigfoot all over. Let's go. What's up, Jeffrey Mix? Okay, I feel like G is bullish on Tibber, but not as bullish as Wev Patsy. No, dude. Wev Patsy is all in on Tibber. All in on Tibber. He's done his research. He knows what he knows, and that's what I respect about him, man. That's what I love about this freaking guy, right? Because he's always there to challenge. He's there to he's not shilling. I wouldn't say he's shilling, and maybe he is. He's shamelessly shilling, and that's fine too. But I love this freaking dude, man, because this guy makes me think, right? He makes me think. He makes me want to look in other avenues and other directions, right? So shout out to you, my man. Get in or get left behind. I'm not shilling. There you go. WF Patsy. He's looking out for us, man. He's looking out for us. He just genuinely wants everybody to have at least one Tibber, right? Because he knows where this freaking thing is going. He's done his research, and I'm putting my trust in his freaking research, but he's also shared with me some of his research that has made me freaking hella bullish for sure to speculate on some freaking Tibber. Patsy wants us to sell all of our, I'm not investing in any other AI crypto or in terms of AI agent cryptos that are just an AI agent, right? Outside of Tibber and the UP token, because it's connected with DAG. But really, I just already have my position in UP, and I'm happy with it. I have my position in Tibber, and I'm happy with it. But at this point, they got to prove themselves to me. I'm going to just start going to the layer 1, layer 0 cryptos, right? And just start freaking hammering those because they're doing a really good job of being, Tibber's ticker is TIBBIR, right? It's a freaking frog with glasses on. Awesome frog. Rabita Capital, man. Rabita Capital, right? Stealth mode crypto. Let's go. I have a dog named Little Brad Garlinghouse that killed to find the truth, truth about XRP. Michael, guys, appreciate everybody jumping on in. I really do have to go. Awesome. Altcoinist.com is a heavy shiller, without a doubt. He has his own crypto too. He's looking after his own interests, but he does really good research on Tibber. But I would start looking for research outside of just one source. But that's just my opinion. I would love to get other, if I'm getting opinions just from one source, I want to see other opinions from the, different sources as well. Just to make sure that it all aligns correctly, right? I don't want to put too much of my faith in one thing, but, Tibber's going to be freaking killing it without a doubt. We're all going to be happy, green frogs without a doubt. Hopping around, it's going ribbit, ribbit, ribbit in a blue world on blue little lily pads. Anyways, good times and good vibes, guys. I appreciate y'all. Always is good to hang out with y'all. Appreciate you guys. Thank you. Oh yeah, in the description below, guys, if you want to, support Ember app using the referral code, you can mine Satoshis with us, and also our Coinbase ID there. If anybody wants to send us some money coffee money of cryptos, it's always donation based. I'll never tell you what to do. I'm not a financial advisor and I'm not a pro trader. Appreciate y'all. Always grateful. The future. Oh, thank you, Blue Foundation. I messed up today. Thank you, Blue Foundation. Thank you, Green Giants. And thank you, Deep Red Alliance. The future is distributed ledger technology, and the future is bright. Our future is bright. We got the golden eyes, and we keep it crypto. Happy Saturday. Happy weekend to all of y'all. Much love. Probably won't be streaming tomorrow, so I'll see you guys on Monday. We stream daily, Monday through Friday at 3:30 p.m. PST. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you guys in the Blue Castle. Much love. Adios.